Playfin. Will Mourinho lose patience with Lukaku? 205. As his struggles continue for Man United, the FC crew question how much longer Romelu Lukaku will stay in Jose Mourinho's good graces. 205,933 PM GMT. There is no hiding place for Romelu Lukaku as he battles to rediscover his goal-scoring form at Manchester United. The 24-year-old has now scored just one goal in his past 11 games for Jose Mourinho's team, his worst run since failing to score in 10 consecutive games for Everton at the end of the 201,516 season, and his barren patch coincides with the return to fitness of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Anthony Martial is also beginning to find his goal touch again, so as United prepare to face Arsenal at the Emirates on Saturday, has the time come for Mourinho to start without his £75 million forward? Certainly, the goal machine that Lukaku brought to United from Everton has broken down after a sensational start to life at Old Trafford. Back in the early weeks of the campaign, Lukaku could do no wrong, scoring 11 goals in his first 10 competitive games in a United shirt. But for a missed penalty against Leicester City saved by Kasper Schmeichel in August, Lukaku would have scored in each of his first 9 games for United, setting a new record for the best start of any striker in the club's history. Lukaku's painful miss against Watford in midweek, however, when his heavy touch and clumsy footwork saw him waste a golden chance to put United 40 up at Vicarage Road, exposed his lack of confidence and self-doubt as his form slump deepens. Mourinho knows Lukaku is struggling, and his public backing of the player is instructive as to how important he perceives Lukaku to be for the team. While the likes of Henrik Mkhitaryan, Luke Shaw and even Martial have been subjected to withering criticism in the media by Mourinho, Lukaku has been defended to the hilt. He works amazingly well for the team, Mourinho said of Lukaku after his latest poor performance against Watford. I would never blame him for missing an easy chance, never. He's an amazing professional. I couldn't be happier with him. Gareth Copley. Getty Images. Mourinho then joked about Lukaku's boots, revealing that Lukaku has changed his footwear throughout the season as he searches for a new boot sponsor. On the face of it, Mourinho was simply making light of Lukaku's decision to wear blacked-out boots, but the United manager has admitted in the past that everything he says in public is done primarily for the sake of his players, so Lukaku may actually have been receiving a message designed to tell him to clear his head of trivialities and focus simply on getting the ball into the back of the net again. But at some point, Mourinho's patience will wear out. It is now more than a month since the Portuguese surprised many by criticising the United supporters' treatment of Lukaku during the 10 win against Spurs in October, when few inside the stadium had heard even a murmur of discontent toward the striker. If Mourinho was creating a cause to publicly assure Lukaku and rebuild his confidence, it has not worked, and the player has so far been unable to repay his manager's faith. There are no doubts over Lukaku's goal-scoring ability, because he has done it consistently in the Premier League for 4 seasons. His start to his United career also suggests he does not feel the burden of playing for the club, but his confidence is clearly low, and Mourinho needs to find a way to restore it. Zlatan Ibrahimovic in action for Manchester United against Newcastle. Photo by Gareth Copley. Getty Images. As Mesut Ozil is proving at Arsenal, confidence is a crucial commodity for any footballer. When Ozil is low on confidence, he is a liability in Arsene Wenger's team. But the German is now producing some of his best form, and his productivity levels have shot through the roof as a result. Lukaku is similar to Ozil in that he does not offer enough when is struggling to deliver in the final third. His touch gets heavier, he lacks energy when chasing down defenders and, as he showed at Watford, his decision-making in front of goal becomes clouded by doubt and he misses chances he would have taken without breaking stride back in August. After the Spurs game last month, Mourinho insisted Lukaku was untouchable in his team, but Ibrahimovic's return and Martial's recent form have at least given the manager options to diminish Lukaku's previous status. Ibrahimovic still lacks match sharpness after his 7-month, cruciate ligament injury layoff, but his confidence has not waned during his time on the sideline, and his presence could see Lukaku drop to rested in the coming weeks. And if Martial continues to impress, he may get a rare opportunity to play through the middle, or in a forward line with Marcus Rashford, in place of Lukaku. Mourinho's dilemma is when to call time on Lukaku if the poor run goes on. Arsenal away and Manchester City at home are United's next 2 Premier League games, so not ideal fixtures for a selection gamble. But Mourinho has tried most of the psychological tricks up his sleeve to get Lukaku scoring again, and they have not worked, so the clock will already be ticking for United's number 9.